Okay, good morning everyone. It is that time. So let's get going. Today we are going to be talking about LinkedIn like we do every Friday at this time, 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, that's Central Standard Time. I noticed we have a lot of people from a lot of different places in the United States, and welcome. Great to see everybody here. We have people from California, from the Lake Merritt Corporation, Nebraska. Welcome, Nebraska. Everybody here in Nebraska, thanks for coming out. Here in Nebraska, we've got Life Points, Medicare Insurance Solutions, and sales consultant. Latino Center of the Midlands is here. Welcome. Great to see you guys. And we talked about California, the Lake Merritt, Stronger Life, Dr. Sheila Foreman. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it, especially this time of the morning. Michigan, Newman Consulting Group, British Columbia. Howdy, British Columbia. Good morning. Kamer Decor. Down in Kansas, Gill Studios, good to see you. Missouri Watershed Committee of the Ozarks. Wow, the Ozarks. Great to have you guys on board. New Jersey, an independent broker. Hey Z, how you doing today? Pampered Pet Sitting and Pet Sitter Success out of Missouri. Great to have you guys here. And also Aloft Leawood in Overland Park down by Kansas City. Wow, great to have you here, Dana and everybody. Let's get going. I am Mike Bitter, and I own Affordable Social Media. It's a social media marketing company, and we have been doing this for about 8 years now. I'm probably going to say that for about another year or so. But we do social media marketing. We entered the marketplace when social media marketing was just taking off, and we over time have seen that LinkedIn is playing more and more of an integral part to social media marketing. So this is why I want to show you what is going on with LinkedIn. I want to show you some things that we've learned. Everything that I show you or tell you today, we've either done, learned, watched, experienced. So this is not textbook, this is actual life experience. And our job as a company, and I'll show you our business model in a little bit, is to build businesses, to get people to businesses door so they can convert them and bring them on the inside and turn them into customers. And really what we're looking for is we're looking for that income stream. You know, what we found is when you build relationships, people will continue to come back and buy from you, or they're going to be your best advocate, and they're going to let other people know about your product, your service, the services that you offer, your customer service. So this is one way to build relationships. One other thing, if you have a question, feel free, go ahead and write in the question in the question block. If I can get to it while we are talking today, I will. If not, at the end of this presentation, before I sign off today, we will have every question answered. So feel free to ask questions. If you need to get in touch with me, want to get in touch with me, want to follow up with me, you can send me an email, mike@asmomaha.com. Connect with me on Facebook, Mike R. Bitter. There's an R in there because, believe it or not, there's more than one Mike Bitter in the United States and probably in the world. There's probably quite a few. When I went out and looked and I started looking at social, I didn't realize that there were that many Mike Bitters. I guess I figured I could go out and get my social sites and call them all Mike Bitter. Well, somebody had already been on Facebook, another Mike Bitter. So I called my Facebook page Mike R. Bitter. Twitter at Mike Bitter, and LinkedIn, linkedin.com/IN Mike Bitter. I am also on Instagram and Pinterest. You'll see me putting pictures, mostly on Instagram. I don't do a whole lot with Pinterest. I haven't quite figured it out yet, or the value of it, and I'm not saying that it doesn't have value, but we have not really gone in and used Pinterest a lot. Upcoming seminars. If you want to attend either a seminar that I'm holding or another webinar, all of them are on asmomaha.com/calendar. That is my calendar. That's my presentation calendar. Feel free to register for whichever courses you would like to, whichever presentations you would like to attend. I would love to have you, especially if you're in the Omaha area. One of the other things you probably noticed down in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a box that says Constant Contact on it. That is because I am a Constant Contact authorized local expert, which means that I can help people with their Constant Contact. I do email marketing presentations. As a matter of fact, every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, right back here, and it is on my calendar, I do email marketing presentations, and I do use Constant Contact, of course. So we mostly talk about Constant Contact. Next week, we're going to talk about opt-outs and why those matter to you, opt-ins and opt-outs. And on the 24th, we are going to talk about autoresponders. And what are these things called an autoresponder? How do you use them? And autoresponders are an awesome way to connect with people who just come onto your mailing list. And I'm going to show you how to do that with autoresponders. One of the things that I noticed is a lot of the people today that are online today already have Constant Contact. So you may see me talking about Constant Contact more than I normally do on a presentation that is not an email marketing presentation. But as part of this, I want to let you know Constant Contact has a lot of different products that they offer. Of course, they offer email marketing. We know what that is, and Constant Contact is just constantly, they're constantly growing, and they're learning more and more about email marketing, and they are constantly changing. You'll see that in what they're doing. They are not staying stagnant, which is awesome. I like that. As an entrepreneur goes, I like seeing change because 9 times out of 10, it's good change. EventSpot is for event registration. If you have an event, EventSpot is a great tool to use for event registration. Everybody can register online. If you have an event that you have to pay for or that you have to collect money for, you can do all of that online. Social campaigns. Social campaigns are where you can drive your Facebook numbers up, and it is where you can make offers to people on Facebook to help increase your following or to build your database, your email database. Each one of these are add-ons to Constant Contact if you already have Constant Contact, so keep that in mind. Save Local is Constant Contact's answer to Groupon. You can offer Groupon-like coupons when people pay for them. Constant Contact charges either $1, $3, or $5 for them. And online survey, of course you can do surveys, but I'm going to show you something that I did with a survey. I built a form, and I'm going to show you how I work that into LinkedIn. And then you can see if maybe it works for something that you're doing. Single platform. Single platform is if you have different advertisements like on in Yahoo or Dex Online, Google Places. If you make a change to that, you have to go to each one of those places to make that change. With single platform, you don't have to do that. Single platform, you go to one single place and make the change, and it makes the change to all the other places. So that is Constant Contact, and let's get on with LinkedIn. Let's try to get on with LinkedIn. There we go. These are our objectives for today. I want to show you, and hopefully by the time we get done, you'll see the importance of building a company page and having a LinkedIn company page. It's not about having something that you have to continuously maintain. A LinkedIn company page is more along the lines of a web page. It's another opportunity for you to get in front of people, and what will also happen is you'll get analytics in the background that tells you how many people have been to that page, what are the level of people that you're attracting. And the beauty of that is that you can see if you're hitting your target audience. And that's what we're going to talk about with LinkedIn Analytics. Best practices, either when starting or updating a company page. I'm going to kind of go over those as we're talking through things, some do's and don'ts about company pages. And then the last thing we're going to talk about, or depending on how things go together, how and what to post to increase the response rates. Because one of the questions that I had earlier, that I had as one of the questions during registration was, how do I drive people to my email list from my company page? So I'm going to show you how to do that also, and that is a response too. Okay, social media marketing. What I want to do is I want to show you where LinkedIn fits into this, and there it goes. That is where LinkedIn fits into the overall business model that we use. Everything on the left-hand side of our business model is social media. Everything on the right, well, we have our website in the middle, and then what we really want to do is we want to push everything into email marketing. Even from LinkedIn, what we want to do is on the LinkedIn side, we want to let people know that we have a newsletter, give them the opportunity to sign up for your newsletter. And then on the email side, when we do emails and newsletters, we want to make sure that there's a link back to our LinkedIn page, our LinkedIn company page, so we can build our followers on that page. So this is our business model. This is the way we look at things, and what we want to do, our goal with our clients is to push as many people into email marketing as we can. And if we don't get them into email marketing, over on the left-hand side of the equation, what we want to make sure that we do is continue to put interesting and relevant content into our social network so we keep our followers, and so we can increase people following us, because we're marketing to them on the left side also. We even want to market to our social media people, and I'll show you how we do that with LinkedIn here in just a minute. Okay, LinkedIn, we think it's a gold mine. Those of you that have sat in on my LinkedIn presentations, first off, you know that what I'm doing is there is a series of 6 LinkedIn presentations that I'll do. Then we start all over again with the first LinkedIn, which is the introduction. Next time we get together, we're going to talk about groups. groups are really important. And then on the 26th, bringing it all together. It's connecting, prospecting, getting in front of everybody. That's what we're going to do on the 26th, and the 26th is the 6th LinkedIn presentation. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a July 3rd. I have a feeling that's probably not going to be a whole lot of people showing up, but on July 3rd, we're going to start with an introduction to LinkedIn. Okay, this is a picture of LinkedIn and what's going on. There are 347 million users on LinkedIn, and those that have set in on my presentations know that when I look at that number, 347 million, I don't only look at them as users, but I also look at them as potential prospects. You can reach out, and from your desk using LinkedIn, you have the potential of reaching 347 million people without even having to go anywhere. And look at the rate of people coming on to LinkedIn. Every second there's 2 new members on LinkedIn. And just in the US alone, there's 187 million users. If you are a US-based company and you don't go overseas, you can get access to 187 million people. And this is one of the reasons that I believe it is so important that you have a company page. You may not be able to reach out to them. You can get to them, and I show you how in the introduction and the advanced LinkedIn, but you also want to make it so when they come looking for your services, your business, they can find it. That's what's so important about having a LinkedIn company page. People will be looking for you also, maybe not you specifically, but they're going to need your business. They need your business for something, your product or your services. So we want to get a company page out there. 40% of all users check LinkedIn every day. If you're not there, or if you're kind of there, they may not find you. We want to set you up so they find you. If they want your product or your services, they know how to find you. There are over 3 million company pages out there, and that is constantly increasing. So what you want to do is you want to get out there also. Other companies are already out there. You want to make sure that you are there too. So what is a company page? Let's take a look at company pages. And when you first open LinkedIn, you're going to fall into LinkedIn, you're going to open up on your home page. That's the tab on the far right-hand side in the black ribbon at the top, right underneath the LinkedIn logo. If you go to the right of that, where interests are, I'm just going to start with interests. And you go down to companies, what that will tell you is the company's pages that you manage, and it will also give you access to your company page. I have 2 companies that I work with. Print Technologies has 2 different LinkedIn company pages that my team has decided to give me access to. All the rest of the company pages, they're not going to give me access to for some reason, but I think they know better. But the very top one is my company's page, Affordable Social Medias. And you can see it says Affordable Social Media, and it says that I am a marketing and advertising company. The other thing that will happen is on company pages, you can make posts just like you do on your personal page or most other social sites. That's what you see on the left-hand side, is you see the posts that were made by the companies that I am an administrator on their company page. So you can go back in and you can see what's being posted. If you manage more than one company page, if you have more than one business that has a company page, this is a great way to post, or this is a great way to see what's been posted. And I'm going to come back to it in a little bit, but if you don't have a company page, this is where you start one. Go to interests at the top, click on companies, and if you don't have a company page, this page will probably be blank. And on the right side, you'll see where it says create a company page, select create, and then we'll talk about in a little bit when I get to that point. I will show you some of the things that you need to do to get your company page going. So when I just clicked on my company page and it takes me to Affordable Social Media, this is what you will see. And the other thing that what you're going to see is, if you notice, okay, there's my logo and it says Affordable Social Media Incorporated, and right underneath that it says share and update. And that's what I would do. With a company page, you can have your company page just sitting there, which I suggest that you do. The other thing that'll happen is once you set up your company page, you have your company name and you have it, you've grabbed it, you own it at that point. If you don't do that, there may be somebody else out there that has a company that is named the same as yours, and if they build their company page before you build yours, they will grab that name. So you want to go ahead and do that with your company page, and then share updates. Every once in a while, maybe put in an update of what you're doing, what your company is doing, some things, interesting and relevant content. What is happening in that industry? Most of my posts, and I think you'll see that in a minute, most of my posts are about my upcoming seminars. And so Affordable Social Media is my company, so that's pretty much what I talk about. One of the reasons I took this snapshot is because I want you to see the white area right in the middle, right in here. It says reach beyond your followers with sponsored updates. What sponsored updates are is ads. They're LinkedIn ads. It's LinkedIn advertisements. If you want to do a LinkedIn advertisement, just click on Learn More, or there's a Get Started button. I kind of went right over the top of it. There's a Get Started button in the middle. Just click on that. From there, it'll be taken to a Set Up Your Ad. This is a great way to get in front of people. That's why I wanted to show you where that is. Every once in a while I have people asking me about that. You know, what is ads? What are sponsored updates? So that's how you would get to that. And let me get the slide advanced here. What I did was, all I did was I scrolled down. If you look at this, you can see down at the bottom where the description of my company is. And all I did was scroll down a little bit, because what I wanted to show you in this area is when people bring up your company page, like what I'm doing here, they may only see the first 3 lines or the first 2.5 lines of the description of your company. The reason I bring that out is because this is where you need to have your biggest zing. This is where you need to capture people. You need to tell them enough about your company to get them interested to click on the See More button down below that. So make sure those first 2.5 sentences are grabbers, something that is going to grab people. And then underneath that, you'll see where my recent updates are. and information about those updates. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click See More. As soon as I clear the screen, I am going to click on See More. I am going to click on See More. There we go. I'm going to make this happen whether it wants to or not. So I clicked on See More, and now you have the insides of what you need to build your company page. When you build your company page, I'm going to talk about that again in a minute, you need this information. Have a good description about your company. That's the first part. And the reason I'm saying have this information before you start building your company page is because when you go in, LinkedIn will not save work halfway through. So if you only answer or you only fill in when you start setting up your company page, there will be red asterisks next to mandatory information. I believe what you're seeing is mandatory information on mine. Mine has been up there for quite a while, and it has been up there since before they have, there we go, since before they have come up with the new format. So there may be more information that you need, but make sure you have the description and specialties. One of the things that you want to do when you're building your LinkedIn company page is find keywords that people would use to find you. At least 3 to 5 keywords. You want to have them in your description, and they are keywords that people will use to find you, your services, your product, and it's not the keywords that you would necessarily use to find yourself, but what do your customers use? LinkedIn has an awesome search engine optimization to where they will connect people who are looking for a product or service to the people who have the product or service. So make sure you have those keywords in your description and your specialties. This is not a time to hold back on what you do. This is a time to say, this is what we do. Put them in your specialties so people can find you, whatever your specialties are. I know mine is not as full as it could be, but what I have is I have social network engineering and development, social media network management, social media training, social media familiarization, email marketing familiarization, and as you notice, those are more set in there as keywords. It used to be with LinkedIn that they would allow you to have a specialty and then a description. Your next specialty and your next description. What you're looking at underneath there is I had those specialties and a description for each one of those. And when LinkedIn changed this April of last year, all they let me put in there, or all they took from there, was the titles of the specialties. You can put a specialty and then underneath it you can write a description, but it's not going to have a box for the description, so you kind of have to make it fit. What I've done is just left them pretty much as keywords. Okay, and then your website, your industry, the type, the year founded, the company size, your headquarters, make sure that all of that information is in there. What this does by having this information, having a company page, is that this gives credibility to your company. You may have a website, you may have a Facebook business page, you may have all of that in place, but if you have a person that is only a LinkedIn person that doesn't do Facebook, that doesn't go out and look on the web, I don't know who would not do that, but this lends credibility to your company. What you want to do in social is be everywhere you can be. If you're a LinkedIn person or a LinkedIn company, make sure your LinkedIn company page is built. If you're Facebook oriented, make sure on Facebook you have a Facebook business page. If you're in both places, set them both up. Grab your name. Grab the name of your company before somebody else does. Okay, and the beauty about company pages is that you get analytics, and that was what I was talking about, was analytics. And so, if you look from this page, you'll see little tiny on the right-hand side up in the beige area, the brown area, you're going to see where it says analytics. The reason I went back to this slide is when I go to the next slide, my circle is a little bit off. That circle used to be around analytics, and so now it's not. Man, I'm not perfect. So this shows that I'm not. There's analytics. Click on analytics. And the next thing that you're going to go to in the analytics is this page. And the beauty of this page is this shows you the kind of response that you're getting to your posts, the updates, and these are the updates in your company page. It's not your personal page, it's your company page. So you can find out what kind of a response you're getting. These are the names of the, or these are the posts that I've made, the dates that I've made them. So this is a great way to do quality control. And what you want to do is you want to go down and find out what people are most interested in. So I go back to interesting and relevant content, what we talked about just a little bit ago. So how do you know that it's interesting and relevant? Well, go back and take a look at and see how many people you've reached. The impressions are the number of times that someone saw it on their LinkedIn page, that it actually got posted. When I post something on my company page, it will get posted on other people's pages, the followers' pages also. If they like it or share it or do anything with that, it will also get to other people's pages. And if I look down through here, I can find out which pages or which posts that I had the most reaction to. One of them is this, about the fourth one down, why small businesses and nonprofits, I'm not sure the rest of it. It had 52 impressions. So the potential, I was on 52 people's different pages. The next one is there's still time to register for tonight's webinar. That one had 47 and then it drops down to 39. So you can kind of see, are you reaching people? So what I would do is I would go back, and this is what we do, is we go back and find out what is that story? What's that story that attracted that many people, that ended up on that many people's pages? Because what we can do now is we'll take some other stories, maybe about small businesses, nonprofits, and we'll put that information as an update to our company page and see if we get the same reaction. Maybe it's because it's small businesses, maybe because it's nonprofits, maybe it's because of the information that we put in the article itself about small businesses and nonprofits. So what you want to do is you want to find out what is interesting and relevant to the people who are following you and put that information into your LinkedIn to keep those people coming back. So then when you do an advertisement about your business, your product or your services, those people are already there. Or maybe what I want to do is somehow wrap Affordable Social Media in with a small business article or a nonprofit article on how we work with nonprofits, how we work with small businesses. So what you want to do is find out what's working and then kind of fine tune it to exactly what's working. Flip side that you want to do is if you find something that doesn't have a lot of activity on it, like the June 16th Papillion Library, we're going to do email marketing tips and tricks. And again, it's another free seminar. We're not getting a whole lot of action on that. So for some reason, our marketing is not working, and it's probably because we started with June 16th. The next one is Papillion Library. That may not be what we want to start with. Maybe we want to start with email marketing. Maybe we, as the title, maybe we want to say tips and tricks for email marketing. So we'll kind of change it up. What I'm trying to show you is this is a great place to look at your analytics and see how effective you are in your marketing. You want to know that. You want to know if you are wasting your time or if you're hitting the target. And are you hitting the right audience? And one of the questions that I had is if someone looks at your post or you have an engagement on your post, will you know who they are? The only way that you'll know who they are is if they answer your post or if they make a comment on your post. And I might not get to all of the questions that were asked during your registration, but I'll try to get something out to you answering those questions, because when I took a power hit, it took out about 15 documents that I had stored just so, you know, kind of as my reference as I'm doing the presentation. But I wanted to get back to you all just as quick as I could. And I did find my question bar. All right, and a lot of it was that, where did you go? And I don't know what happened with that power hit, but I've noticed that, like at my other office, they took a power hit also. Okay, back to the presentation. What I did was what you see. We clicked on, if you remember, we clicked on analytics in our company page. It took us to this page, which is our analytics. You can see that at the top it says home, analytics and notifications. We're in analytics. Down below your updates are your reach and your engagement. We don't want to forget about that, so let's click down, and you can see the impressions. You can see the days that the impressions were the highest, and those are probably the days that I posted. So you can see the value of posting. Nobody really came there until I posted. I stirred the water. I let people know that I was there. Nothing to report on the engagement. So this is something that my company should work on, is how do I get people to engage on LinkedIn? Underneath is the followers, but if you look on the other, just to the right of the followers is the follower demographics. These are who are the people who are looking, and 30% of my followers are senior people in the companies. 20% is entry level, so 50% of the people who come to my website are either entry level or senior. They're not managers and they're not owners. Also, right next, if you look where it says follower demographics, just to the right of that, this says seniority. And if you notice, there is a little down arrow right there. If you click on that down arrow, you can look at other demographics about your followers. What position do they hold in the company? Are they at the executive level? Are they at the management level? And it'll break it down. It will also tell what their position is within the company. At the seniority level, are they CEOs, COOs? All of that information is in that little tiny down arrow. And it's like I tell a lot of people, it's the little tiny things that we want to look for in LinkedIn. So those are your demographics. If you notice underneath that, you can scroll down some more. There are follower trends and there's more information. The other thing I want to show you with follower demographics is this is for the last 15 days. You can change this date range down underneath and change it to something else if you like. If you want to look at a longer date range, like for the last 30 days, this would be the place to do it. One of the other things that you notice, all of this is organic. That's right underneath the date range. All of what you're seeing is organic because we're not paying for any LinkedIn advertising. We're grabbing everything because of everybody that's following us is following us because of the information that we're providing. You will see that number grow if you decide to advertise. So that's not necessarily a bad idea to advertise if you can afford it. Again, most of the people that I work with are small businesses. What I want to do is I want to show you everything that's free. If you decide to go beyond that, that's totally up to you. Okay. Let's go back to companies, and what I said that I would do with companies is show you how to start your company. So again, you're going to start out at home when you open up LinkedIn. Click on interests, click on companies. It will bring you to this page, and this is right what we're looking for. Come down here to the create a company page. That's the next thing that we want to do. Don't worry, just get started with it. That's the biggest thing. And this is the part that you're going to come to. It is the add a company page. In this area, and SH Foreman, I think I'm going to get to your question here in just a minute, because LinkedIn has been changing this off and on. Okay, put in your company name, and then your email address at the company. Now, the email address at the company, this requirement has gone back and forth. Your email address at the company does not include a Gmail address or a Yahoo address. You need to have the domain name of your company in your email address. Like mine would be Mike at ASM Omaha or John at conagra.com. It has to have the address of the company. Now, there have been some times that we've been able to get away with it, and we have used Gmail and we have used Yahoo because sometimes LinkedIn will allow us to go ahead and do that. Go ahead and give it a try, fill it out, say that you are the official representative of the company, and what I've had them do sometimes is they have sent an email to the person at that address and asked them if they were in fact the owner of that company, and from that email they've had to click on a link that takes them to creating a company page. So LinkedIn has kind of gone back and forth on that. So give it a try, see what works. You may have to get a domain and you may have to get an email address based on that domain. You can go to GoDaddy. A domain will cost you about $15 for a year, and then I believe that GoDaddy will allow 5 free email addresses for that email. So that would be the best way I would suggest to set that up. Okay, fantastic. I'm glad that answered your question. And Joanna, I don't know the specific, what Joanna asked is what is the difference between a showcase page and a company page? Their competitor is using a showcase page. What I would do is I would use both. Both of them are free. Showcase page pretty much just showcases your business, says a little bit of information about them, whereas a company page, you put your specialties, your website link, all of that kind of information into your company page. So what I would do is use both of them. And then no matter what happens, you have both of your bases covered. But I'm that kind of a person when it comes to business, is I want to use as many avenues as I can to keep my business in front of people. Okay, I'm not going to go through the rest of add a company, but what I do want to show you is I want to show you in Constant Contact what I did was I used Survey to build a form to fill out for people who are building company pages, because we build company pages for people. And although it says that it's a survey, this is a great way if you have something that's repetitive that you need to get information from people. And what I did was I set it up asking for the contact name, the contact phone number, email address, company overview. These are all of the things that Constant Contact asks for a company page, and these are the things that the red asterisks are just exactly like the red asterisks that you'll see when you open up your company page. But I just wanted to show you, you can use Constant Contact Survey for more than just a survey. And then we go on down and who to send it to, and then it takes us about 5 to 7 days and we set it up. Then what happens is you can go into Constant Contact Survey tool and it'll show you all the information in a spreadsheet. Okay, so let's go on. Some do's. Whenever you're posting and even when you're setting up your company page, put in interesting and engaging content. You want to get people interested in your business other than, yeah, we're a dry cleaner, we're right down the street, and you can drop by anytime. Other than, what about we have taken stains, some of the toughest stains, or we know how to take out some of the toughest stains in clothing. We know how to do these things. We've done them before. We can do them for you. Engaging, something that makes people want to come by your business, makes them want to go to your website. Use images. People love to see images of your product, images of your business. How about the owner of the company, the CEO of the company? Share what you know with people. Don't keep it so tight and so close to you because you're afraid of sharing that people don't know you're the expert. We want people to know you're the expert. You would not be in business for yourself, or you would not be in the position you're in if you weren't the expert. So keep that in mind also. You want to prove that, and that happens over time, that you prove you're the expert by sharing different pieces of information. Highlight your products with showcase pages. There you go, Joanna. I did have something in there. And again, I'm not that familiar with showcase pages, but it sounds like a showcase page is a way that you can highlight one of your products as opposed to highlighting your entire business, although you can also use it to highlight your business. And I've probably just totally confused you, and I apologize if I've done that. Okay, calls to action. Everything you send out, make sure that there's a call to action. Tell people what you want them to do. Purchase this product today. Click here to get more information. Call us for an appointment. All of those are calls to action. After people get done reading what you've provided for them, what do you want them to do? Don't sell, sell, sell. If you sell, 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 you're going to fail, fail, fail. People don't want to be sold to. They want to be given information so they can make a good buying decision. Give them the information that they need. Don't spam them. Don't continually hit them with information, or don't over promote anything. We use a 4-to-1 principle. 4 pieces of content, interesting and engaging, have calls to action at the bottom, call us, buy now, things like that after you've had your information, after you've provided interesting and engaging content, and then after you've done about 4 or 5 pieces of content, 1 advertisement. Hey, we have this great product. We think it would be good for you and your family. This is why. And of course, your call to action, because you want people to purchase your product or take your services. Tell them how to do that. Okay, the company page information, all this was the survey that I showed you just a minute ago. I wanted to show it to you earlier than that. And next steps as far as things go. Also, one of the things that I wanted to share with you is on when you're posting, because let's tie the email marketing together with LinkedIn. When you're posting, use the link in Constant Contact. There is a link for an online form for people to sign up for your newsletters. I'll tell you, if I have read 2 or 3 posts that you've made and I like them, I like those posts, I may want to sign up for your newsletter now because I want to continue getting that information. But now that I've read your updates, I also want your newsletter to get delivered for me. So that could be one of your posts, which could be sign up for my newsletter. If you like what we're posting, sign up for my newsletter. So that's how I would tie it together. And then in your newsletter, make sure that there is a link back to your LinkedIn company page. And that's what we do when we're doing newsletters for ourselves and newsletters for our clients. So, free resources, Social Media Quick Starter. This is a Constant Contact product that they offer. There is LinkedIn, 14 chapters on LinkedIn. Email plus social media marketing, there's 4 chapters on that, in addition to a lot of other information. And it's all free. Okay. What else? We talked about Social Media Quick Starter. Register for free webinars. All my webinars are free. Wednesday nights is email marketing when I get the times right. Last Wednesday got kind of messed up because instead of me putting 7 p.m. on the registration, I had 7 a.m. on it, and every once in a while I'll make a mistake. I have several people that I ask to look at things and we missed that. And then I rescheduled it for that night and didn't have anybody, it didn't look like anybody was going to sign up, at like 15 minutes before the presentation. And so I'm usually a lot better than that. Okay. Sign up if you want to do an email marketing trial. Feel free, sign up at asmemailmarketing.com. It's for Constant Contact, but what that'll do is that will put you under my business console, so I can kind of see what you're doing, and if you need help, I can help you. And we already talked about Constant Contact and what is going on, some of the products that Constant Contact offers. And that is pretty much everything. Let me take a look at the questions. How many company pages can I have? You can have as many company pages as you have email addresses. And your email addresses, the way it sounds, now is that email addresses are, you're going to have your domain name in your email address. At least that's what I'm seeing from some of the questions that I have been asked. Another question, how often should I post? What I would do if I were posting is, what we do is we post about 3 times a week. That may seem like a lot, and if it is, and if you have a hard time hitting 3 times a week, just post at least once a week, maybe a couple of times a month. Follow your own company page, because when you follow your own company page and you make a post, it will also post back to your personal LinkedIn page, which is what you want to do also. Again, we want to proliferate your message to as many people as we can. And it is okay for the information that you have on your posts to be the same information you put in email marketing. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a different group of people in your email marketing than you are LinkedIn. There will be some crossovers, between LinkedIn and your email marketing. And now what you've done is, if you've used the same stories, now you've given it to people in hard copy. So and that pretty much does it for today. I believe that I've answered pretty much all of the questions. I apologize for the break in the middle. I have no idea why we had a power outage. I mean, we're not having any severe weather or anything, and I appreciate you bearing with me and just kind of holding on until I got back on. Thank you once again for being here. We will be back here again next Friday, and if you want to find out the seminars that I am doing and the webinars, just go out to asmomaha.com/calendar. And on the 16th, I'm going to be at the Papillion Library doing tips and tricks to using email marketing. Next Wednesday, and it does say 7 to 8 p.m., I'm going to be doing another webinar, Grow Your Business with Email Marketing. We're going to be talking about opt-ins and opt-outs. Who cares? Marketing yourself through social media. That is something that is another seminar that I offer. And next Friday, we are going to be talking about groups, using groups in email marketing to gain internet visibility. When you set up your company page the right way, you are going to drive traffic to you. You're opening the door for people to connect with you. This is a great way of doing this. Don't forget, put in your link back to your email marketing so people can sign up for your newsletter. I know I've run over a little bit. I wanted to cover everything with company pages. I believe they're important, and we took that power hit in the middle of it. Everyone have a great weekend, and go forth and be prosperous. Take care. Spend some time with your family this weekend, and I hope to see you on one of my future webinars. Take care. Bye.